Welcome to Octane. Welcome back. And welcome to episode 15 of our fitness show. So we're going to talk about how to get to your fitness goal part 2. We broke into the introduction of getting to your fitness goal, writing your goal down, the likelihood of you achieving your fitness goal, whether that's losing 20 pounds or whether that's losing, gaining 20 pounds of muscle, is going to increase by 42% according to a Harvard study just by simply writing it down. And one of the things that I love about that is actually when I do it for myself, is like I have to think about what is exactly that I want. So specifics are key when we're trying to actually hit goals. Because if you want to lose weight, well, if you lose half a pound, then you already accomplished your goal. And I don't know, too many people just want to lose half a pound. We it's America, right? We got bigger goals than that. So we're going to talk about the next things, to focus on after writing your goals down. So we're at the fourth step right now. And, this is 80% of, achieving our goals is really just in our head. So we can achieve it right now. So what we want to focus on, making sure is that 20% doesn't get in the way. So once we figure out what those exact goals are, then we want to start thinking about who do we need help from. Okay, maybe 80% is in our ability or in our mind, but that 20%, that's still 20%, So is it something that we need to learn how to do? Do we need to build a skill? When it comes to weight loss, one of the skills is like cooking, right? That's a simple skill. Maybe we need to learn how to make a better breakfast, a breakfast that's going to be nutritious and still taste good. We talked about it the other day in one of our shows, not this past Friday, but the Friday before with Suzanne. A lot of people think that healthy food needs to be like not taste delicious. That's definitely, I don't want to eat anything that I don't really like. So focusing on, what type of skills do we need? And definitely, this is something you can speak to a coach on. So you probably do need to ask an outsider, well, I want to accomplish, this goal. I'd love to help you guys. I love helping people with their goals. But, whoever you do talk to, you want to ask them like, this is what I want to accomplish. And this is where I'm at, how can I get to there? Because a lot of times we're not going to be able to see what we're lacking, where we need help with, If we're trying something and then we're not getting there, well, we're, I think, I forgot who said it, but there's a quote that says, you can't solve a problem at the same level as which the problem was created. So you need to get to a higher level. You need some outside guidance. You need someone who has a little more experience. And that's why I mentioned the coach. So focus on, figuring out that low percentage point right there. So figure out your obstacles, hire a coach. Those are the next two things. The sixth thing is actually make a list of what you need to do. So we talked about, cooking might be one thing. Well, by making a list, we have like deadlines. So if you want to lose 20 pounds by say December 31st, we're not gonna lose those pounds, in November, right? Or at the beginning of December. So we're gonna do it gradually. So that breaks down in 11 months. That breaks down to about 1.5 pounds a month. So that's not too bad depending where you're at. 1.5 pounds a month. That's not too bad. We look to lose about 1 to 2% of our body fat per month. So you want to do it gradually. Just gradually. Makes it a lot more attainable. If you do want to lose 20 pounds, 1.5 pounds probably sounds like, well, that's nothing, right? But doing it consistently is when it becomes a trick. And that's really what, I want to spend a little more time on right here is making sure that once you do have a list, that you are a couple things that you can do regularly to kind of get to that goal. And that is talking about, every night, kind of when I'm really focused and working on my goals, I am, mentally thinking about what do I need to do the next day? What am I going to work on? What type of foods we're going to have for breakfast, what we're going to have for lunch. So I'm mentally planning. So in the morning, mornings go pretty fast for most people. Most people don't live a ton of time to really, get organized and start thinking about goals and planning. Most people are just on the go. So if you think about it the night before, maybe write it down, put it in your phone, whatever works for you. Then when that when it's morning, you can just, you're programmed and you go right into it, right? A lot of our people that who are very consistent at coming to Octane Athletic Performance come first thing in the morning. And that's because most people don't have meetings, other commitments at 5 a.m. The only commitment is sleep. So keep that stuff in mind, you know, having that plan, writing things down, you know, at night. And then also at night, writing something that you're grateful for, writing some type of sort of progress that you've done. I mean, when you're working and you're putting a lot of effort towards something, you definitely got to celebrate those little wins, because those little wins create the momentum to have big wins. So keep that in mind, you know, focus on those wins. And one of the big tricks is when you are focusing on that at nighttime, you also want to focus on accomplishing that big goal. Because one of the tricks they say is, and we've had a lot of Olympians on our podcast, a lot of really high performers, whether the high performers came in the Olympics or they came in business, they were really focused on visualizing that they had accomplished it before it actually happened. So they actually created the outcome before it actually happened. So visualization is really one of the big things. And more than anything, y'all, you just got to enjoy the ride. You know, that's one thing I love about fitness. You know, actually people are working towards losing weight, but they're feeling better. They have more energy. They're around